We saw Quebecor going up at the open. Revenue and profit in the latest quarter beat expectations. Let's get more from David McFadgen, Managing Director of Institutional Equity Research at ATB Cormark Capital Markets. David, thanks very much indeed for joining us. I'm not sure, do we have David? There he is, in all his glory. David, thanks very much indeed for joining us. One thing that seems pretty impressive here with these Quebecor numbers is the company is adding more wireless subscribers, or did in the latest quarter, than the incumbent telecom giants.
No, that's true. It added about 74,000 mobile net adds. And if you look at the other three, the big three, BC, TELUS, and Rogers, they were all at around 40,000 in the quarter. And if you look at the previous quarters, Quebecor is continuing to gain more and more momentum on those three. So it's definitely taking share. I think it's having quite a good success in Ontario.
Is it, just remind us, how are they across the country now with their wireless offering?
No. So obviously in Quebec, the primary brand is Videotron. And then the primary brand outside of Quebec would be Freedom. And Freedom is primarily in Ontario, BC, and Alberta, and also in Manitoba now. Right.
And I mean, are investors comfortable that they can, that, for example, with the CapEx that's involved, the marketing expenses, that they can earn a decent return on this? Because they're up against some pretty powerful competitors.
They are, but look, if you look at the results, they're putting up impressive results. The CapEx has not increased at all. Well, I mean, it's increased modestly, but it's no big CapEx coming. But if you compare their wireless service revenue growth in the quarter is about 9%. The other three were flat in the quarter. The wireless net adds were quite a bit stronger. And then the one important metric that everybody looks at is wireless ARPU. That was up 1.4% in the quarter. So that's the first time in a long time where we've seen wireless ARPU grow for Quebecor. But if you look at the other three, they're all seeing declines in wireless ARPU. So it really is putting up much better results compared to the other three.
I'm looking at a 10-year chart, and Quebecor stock, I'm not sure if we could put that up, or even a 5-year chart. Quebecor stock, there's the 1 year, but on a longer-term chart, you can see Quebecor stock has gone pretty vertical.
Yeah, it's been my favorite telecom stock for many years, and it's definitely outperformed the other three by quite a bit, particularly over the last 2 years. And it's been raising its dividend, raised its dividend again today. The other three are not raising their dividend. And it has the lowest leverage by quite a margin as well. So it has the best balance sheet in the industry. And it's buying back stock. So, I mean, basically, when you look at it in all the metrics, it's definitely outperforming the other three.
And the yield now, according to Desjardins, something like 2.9% with this latest hike. It's a big hike in the dividend, 14%.
Yeah. And the payout ratio is still very low, the lowest in the industry by far.
And of course, before I forget, Quebecor competes with BCE, our parent company here at BNN Bloomberg. What could go wrong with this story? It looks like investors have been piling in, but there's always an iceberg out there.
Well, I mean, the growth for Quebecor is really contingent upon the wireless business. And so initially when Quebecor acquired Freedom, the big three were getting aggressive on price because they didn't want to cede market share. But they kind of gave up on that because, they didn't want to reprice their entire sub base, obviously. And they didn't like to see their ARPU decline. So the big three are really trying to get ARPU stability and maybe some growth. But in order to do that, they're going to have to continue to cede market share to Quebecor. Quebecor is the disruptor, right? And so typically the disruptor is the one you want to own.
That's interesting, isn't it? Before I forget, we are planning to speak to Pierre Pelado, the boss of the company, today on trading day. What would you ask him? What's a question he doesn't want to be asked? Is there something that investors are concerned about? Or I know I'm trying to, because the stock's done so well, I'm seeking any possible challenges here.
Well, I think the one thing people are worried about is could there be a big capex nut coming down the road? I don't see it, but that is one concern that people do raise because they have ambitions to continue to grow across Canada. They really need to upgrade their wireless network, say in Vancouver, British Columbia area or province, sorry. But they've been really focusing on Ontario, and they're really delivering on the results. And the pricing is very attractive because they're including roaming in all their plans, so you can basically travel the world now. You don't have to worry about roaming anymore. So that's very attractive for Canadians.
And can you remind me, do they piggyback on the systems, the wireless systems of the big players?
They do. So when you roam outside of the Freedom Network, you automatically transition now to BC's network. It used to be Rogers previously, but now it's BCE. But you wouldn't even know it. Like if you have a Freedom phone, you wouldn't even know that you're all of a sudden now on say BC's wireless network. And then they have roaming agreements with over 120 countries worldwide. So as you travel, you can just leave your phone on. Like you don't have to worry about it anymore, which is incredibly attractive for a lot of Canadians.
And just, sorry, we're almost out of time. Would you be a buyer of the stock with new money right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have an outperform rating on the stock, but our target's 57. The stock's basically there.
Right.
So we're gonna be revisiting that tomorrow with our morning note.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate it. And just a reminder that at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time today, we are expecting to talk to Pierre-Karl Péladeau, CEO of Quebecor. Our guest there was David McFadgen, Managing Director in Institutional Equity Research at ATB Cormark Capital Markets.